A question I get asked a lot by our school-aged families is, should I go to public school? Should I go to private school? Should I homeschool? Um, there really is no crystal ball answer to that question. That is a very individualized question based on you, your particular situation, and your child. So I have many families that have done all three. I personally have done all three through the lifespan of my kiddos, but I did certain things at certain times based on the situation I was in. So public school is a wonderful resource. It offers, many of our kiddos will either be in special ed or they might be on a 504 accommodation. People always ask me, what's the best school district to live in? There is no best school district. Up in North Texas, we have really a variety of different types of school districts, and they're all high ranking. The issue is, I think, the particular campus and the philosophy of the principal and the teachers there. And I've even had parents tell me, I had the best teacher I ever had this year, and then I moved to the next year and it was horrible. So it can be like that. So there is no perfect answer to that question. I think it's very critical, if you're going to go to public school, that you're very involved in that process, and that you're working with those teachers and you're supporting them, and you're questioning things, and you're talking to your kiddo or seeing what comes home. You have to be very, very involved in that process if you're in public school. Also, if you're doing IEP or ARD meetings and 504s, that's a whole nother piece that you're going to have to manage also. And that could be 20 videos in itself in that process. I did that for multiple years, and I got down what was most important to me. But it's important that you're able to have a good communication with that school team that you're working with. It doesn't help to be adversarial because it just puts up blocks. But I would try to work with them. And if you're needing people to go in to observe, or you're needing to bring an advocate in to help you, feel free to do that. It doesn't have to be adversarial. It can just be, hey, I want to make sure I'm getting everything I can for my kiddo in place. But I know families that have chose to leave public school because they haven't been able to reach an agreement. They felt that maybe taking some time off in homeschooling and doing some one-on-one instruction, so we're going to talk a little bit about homeschool, and some individualized curriculum may be better for their kiddo. School has a wonderful social component that you can't replace, but one-on-one instruction with a specialized curriculum allows you to do things more intensely. So you may have seasons you want to do that, where you want to switch back and forth. And there's a lot of homeschool groups, even in the special needs community now, that work together and will talk to you about, hey, this curriculum worked well for my kid, or this curriculum. And there even are some where you can work together with other parents and do small group and kind of get that social component. So that's another avenue you can look at. I also know families that have gone from public school to private school. And private school is great in the fact that it lends you a lot more flexibility in terms of things like truancy or participation. If you have to leave public school and you don't have an IEP in place to go to therapy, you have to make sure you do it after school because you have to be there for those hours. If you have an IEP, there's more exceptions in there, but if you don't, you're stuck to having that weekly appointment, whatever it may be, or activity after school. In private school, you have more flexibility with that. They don't have the same truancy requirements that public school has. Also, some of our private schools are focused on kiddos with learning disabilities. So you will get some more, you'll get smaller ratios, you'll get more of a customized curriculum for your kiddo. So that's one thing to look at. But then the compromise is, as you're going up into education, if you want to have these giant computer tech labs that the public school has, those are probably not going to be in your private school. So you pick and choose what is most important at that time. And that's where I said you have to look at your kiddo. Do you need one-on-one instruction? Do you need smaller ratios? Do you want to push your kiddo to be able to function in a public school environment and be successful there so that they're able to move into the world in a busier environment? So lots of questions, lots of answers, but I can tell you, if you're concerned, your clinicians probably have an opinion, so you're welcome to ask them. And like I said, I've done all three, and I've done them at different times. The most important thing is that everybody's on a team and they're working together for your kiddo.